That leads me to a question that is that has been quite controversial in the last couple of weeks.
Right.
First and foremost, what is Dawgface's definition of a gatekeeper?
Man, I'm glad you asked me that question. I'm finna give you some too. So listen, man.
They on your ass about that
ain't
too,
no my
man.
mom. I'll beat them. Ain't no man about no thing. Talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the difference between the movie and the reality. The reality situation ain't got no story about me getting faded. It ain't gonna be nan. You hear me? I'm too old to be walking around and get whooping. I can't recover from that. A lot of these that 10 years ago when they was 22, 23, and they can recover because they forgot. Yeah. Me, they ain't gonna forget that. Yeah. I ain't taking it. So listen, the gatekeeper. So listen. So let's get this straight right now. Rest in peace to my man Big D from Mogul State of Mind. You feel what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
3 years ago, so D is from Detroit. He moved to Dallas. You feel me? Mogul State of Mind. He shared the same multimedia complex with Shawn Cotton out in Dallas. He said when you go to see Shawn Cotton say cheese set up in Dallas, you will see on the other side of the room is Mogul State of Mind, right? So D is from Detroit. So his thing is, so about 3 years ago, it's when artists from Detroit really started to get turned. The 4-2 Dugs, the Solid Babies, T Grizzly, go back a little further than that. But after T Grizzly, you got a whole class of really start to get turned up.
Babyface, P.
Yeah, and they've been turned, but I'm talking about turned on a national level, like you seen them from coast to coast.
V,
mixtape, V, all the boys, absolutely right. So his thing was that, and still is true, because I'm representing to the day I die, because he's a real right. His thing is that we know who the turn artists in the city of Detroit is. We know the Solid Babies, the 4-2 Dugs, the Babyface Raises, the Veezes, the Ice Red Velvet, Skilla Babies. We know them, right? Yeah. But we don't know
Drago Bino.
Yeah, all that Drago Bino, all them boys, right? We know who they are, but we don't know who the behind the scenes people are, right?
Like
because behind every artist, there's 2-3 months.
Got to have a team behind
who made it happen.
Make it happen.
In Atlanta, you know who the movers and shakers are in Atlanta. In New York, you know who the movers and shakers are in New York.
Like who to get
right.
with.
You know who to get with. In Memphis, you know, even if you can't get to them, you know who they are.
Right.
In Detroit, you know who the artists are who have exploded across the country, but you don't know who the behind the scenes people. You don't know who the marketing experts are, the digital marketing experts. You don't know who the top managers and the PR people, the promotional. We don't know who they are. All we see is the artists out there, but we don't know the brain trust behind what made that so turn. You hear me? Everybody said, well, Detroit finally getting the opportunity to shine. Yeah, but this behind all those artists who's working tirelessly to make that happen.
Like you.
So that, absolutely. So when the opportunity did present itself for the gate to open up for the artists from Detroit to go crazy, it happened. So his thing is, I'm going to create a list. I'm going to call it the Gatekeeper list, right? He ain't even the one who put the list out, bro. He just used his platform to push it out there. He's not even the one who created the motherfucking list, right? Because he is cool with Shawn Cotton and Say Cheese. He did a Gatekeeper list where he named the top 15 behind the scene ones from the city of Detroit who are responsible for the wave that y'all guys are, people who are not from Detroit are experiencing right now. The rappers, the really making the engine, making go. So he said, I'm going to acknowledge them. I'll use my platform. I'm going to acknowledge these people because it ain't just money in Detroit to be gotten, right? Everybody from Detroit looking for from Atlanta to turn them up. They trying to get down here and get next to Coach K and P. They trying to get down here and get next to Chubby Baby and Nietzsche. They trying to get down here and get next to them. We got in Detroit who have figured out how to turn them up too. Yeah. So let me acknowledge the behind the scenes. So that was the context in terms of which that was the meaning, that was the motivation behind the list.
Yeah, but to turn into like oh y'all too blocking. Like
so we had a couple
of. It didn't mean that.
I'm gonna try to be respectful as I possibly can. I'm gonna get my point across. You feel me? So listen. So when he put the list out 3 years ago, he put the list out. It was every 3 year thing. He gonna put it out, right? He put the list out 3 years ago. It wasn't no controversy around it. You feel me? You had a few rumblings, you know what I'm saying? Because it's 15 slots, right? So, of course, if you think they lit and they turned, they ain't make the list. Of course, they're going to be mad about it. They're going to be upset about it. But it wasn't no big thing.